Hey, look, man. We won't know till we know, but it looks like there might be a shot. Let's get straight to it. This came from Jeff Zrebic just minutes ago. He said, it was tough to take comprehensive attendance today because Ravens had special teams portion of practice inside and the rest of the team was practicing outside. But as the media was led into the field house, wide receiver Zay Flowers appeared to have just finished a workout. Let's read from Jameson Hisley. He said, Ravens wide receiver Zay Flowers did not practice on Friday, so he didn't officially practice. So that's cleared up. But he says, which is the last full practice before Sunday's divisional game. He has not practiced all week, as we know. But he said it looked like Flowers did some sort of workout before practice began. And he said Ravens are having their first outdoor practice of the week. So nothing set in stone. It's an outside chance. And that's still a big outside chance. But it does seem as if the Baltimore Ravens and Zay Flowers, there is a shot that Zay Flowers plays this. It's a chance. It's a small chance. But it still is a chance. And this is a big step in the right direction. I know Harbs has said before with Zay Flowers that he doesn't necessarily need to practice in order to play. And that says a lot coming from Harbs, because, there's only a few players that can get away with that when it comes to John Harbs. So let's see what happens. But it's nice knowing that there is a shot. But regardless, whether Zay Flowers plays or not, the Baltimore Ravens, they still got to get this job done. Hey, man, I was just literally in the middle of editing the video, putting it all together, and then there was a presser, and John Harbs said the following. He just said, hey, there's a chance that Zay Flowers plays this Sunday. Now, I know some of y'all probably think, Zay Flowers isn't playing this Sunday, man. Don't get your hopes up. Well, I don't care. I'm getting my hopes up because it was this same time last week when Harbs was saying Zay Flowers was ruled out. He ain't playing. He ain't going against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But now Harbs saying that there's a chance. And I know, again, it's a slim chance, but a slim chance is better than no chance. So, again, we'll see what goes down. We'll see what happens. But I'm glad that Zay Flowers really has a shot. Team Keep It Clean. We love hearing stuff like that about our guy Zay Flowers because we already know the impact that he brings to these Baltimore Ravens. And again, while Ravens still would have to get the job done with or without Zay Flowers, I would much rather be with him because he makes life a whole lot better as a Ravens fan. But anyway, make sure you leave a like on the video because, again, we love what we're hearing about that. But after you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications on, and let's get to my favorite part of these videos where we get to feature your questions. If you'd like to take part in it, you can send an email to teamkeepitclean@gmail.com. Over to Team Keep It Clean patrons, you can send a DM directly on Patreon. And if you'd like to join the Team Keep It Clean patrons, you can go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids. That was a lot. Let me slow down because this news got me excited. So anyway, got to give a special shout out to the newest Team Keep It Clean patrons, my guy Hasim Jr. and also D Raven. Appreciate the both of y'all. Thank you. And my guy D Raven said, you know what? I'm a new Team Keep It Clean patron, so let me get the show started. Here we go. He said, hey, Ingraven, hope the family along with the new addition is doing well. And hopefully she is over her little cold. She is. She's great. She's doing really good. I appreciate that a lot, man. He said, it's been a while since I sent in a question. In fact, so long that my card expired. Well, that's a long time, my friend. He said, so I had to update that thing. Anyway, my question is, do you think not having Flowers on the field on Sunday would be an advantage for the Baltimore Ravens? No. I don't think there's and I know people will say, oh well, the Bills they can't focus on Zay Flowers, but I feel like if the Bills have to focus on Zay Flowers, then that opens stuff up for everybody else. Even Zay Flowers, when they got to focus on somebody else, that opens stuff up for him. So having another really good weapon out there only helps the Ravens. Not having it out there, I don't feel like it's an advantage at all. Anyway, he said, we know what Zay brings to the table for Baltimore, but with him out, who do the Bills focus on? Bateman, who's been on fire as a midseason, but so has Andrews likely, and they can't sleep on the rest either, like Aguilar, Miller, and Wallace, etc. I see exactly that. I agree with what you're saying exactly because you saying that the Bills, they would got to watch all these other guys, but if Zay Flowers is out there, then they would have to watch him too, so that would make it even harder for them. He said, who do you see the Bills focus on? Because whoever it is, I think it will be the wrong guy. Our receivers have great hands and our receivers have great hands, and I can see Lamar hitting 7 or more different receivers in this game. And Wallace, okay, so I can see that happening. And he said, and Wallace or Miller having multiple touchdowns this week, which will be odd. Oh, that would be very odd. I wouldn't be mad at it, but that would be very odd. That would be very, very different. He said, anyway, just wanted to get your thoughts on this. Sorry I'm all over the place, but trying to send a message is hard where I work with clients always coming in and ruining my train of thought. Hey, but think about it this way. At least you do have a job. And I know you wasn't putting it in no negative way, but you got a job and you got clients. So, hey, go get that bread, my friend. Anyway, he said, who do you see breaking out this weekend? I see a score of Baltimore 35, Bills 17. Oh, my goodness. I would love that. I don't see it, but I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Wow. And he said, as it has been all season, Henry and Lamar will run all over their defense, which will allow for one of the unknowns to have a big game. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Anyway, like my mind is at this moment, I'm out. Oh, yeah, I definitely feel you on that. That's my mind all the time. As far as who the Bills could focus on, probably Bateman, but then Mark Andrews too. But then Isaiah Likely. But see, yeah, like you mentioned, who are they going to focus on? Because the Ravens got somebody else that can step up. And we're only talking about passing options. We ain't talking about Derrick Henry and obviously Lamar Jackson. So Bills going to have their hands full. They're going to have their issues. But I'm saying with Zay Flowers out there, they would have their hands full even more. But 35-17. So for the Bills to score one more touchdown than they scored the last time the Baltimore Ravens played them, and for the Ravens to get the exact same number of points, I would not be mad at that, not one bit. Next question came from another Teamkeepitclean page, my guy Kenny from Bmore. He said, Ingravenvids, that's your boy Kenny, feeling a little bit better after and a few great things going on in my life. And again, thank you and the Teamkeepitclean family for being there for me. No. Thank you for even sharing what you was going through. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. To have to go through that, that's a lot. To lose somebody that you're close with, that's a lot. But for you to share it, that takes a lot too. So we appreciate you, man. You know it's family over here, man. And he said, let's go Ravens. Bills up next. I know we're going to run through the Bills defense. Super Bowl, here we come. It's our time. Has to be. 12 years, last two quarterbacks was 28. Lamar's 28. Could history repeat itself? Let's do it. As always, love the content. Keep up the good work. Super Bowl, here we come. 100K subscribers on the way. I did see a few videos back. You said baby girl was sick, but we all know God has in his hands and she's going to be all right. Oh, yeah, she's good, man. I appreciate that. He said, and to the rest of y'all, team, keep it clean out there. Stay safe, stay blessed, and go Ravens. Next question from another patron came from my guy Nick Brick. He said, I just rewatched the Bills-Ravens 2020 divisional matchup. Yuck. Honestly, though, like many other losses we had, we didn't completely melt down, like with drops, hardballs, timeouts, dumb play calling, and turnovers, don't forget the missed kicks, too. He said, however, it's amazing how young the guys were. And no disrespect to J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, but after seeing Henry all year and rewatching this, I think we really overvalued those guys. I wouldn't say overvalued them. Those were all guys at the moment. Those were all running backs at that present time. Well, it was the past now, obviously, but those were all running backs, and they were good. But Derrick Henry he's just a lot better. Derrick Henry. Like I remember back last year when it was said that we tried to trade for Derrick Henry. Obviously, it didn't work out last year. But I was thinking, hold up. Like we still got Gus Edwards, and Gus Edwards he cool. He ain't Derrick Henry, but he cool. But then I was like, wait a minute. That's Derrick Henry though. That's Derrick Henry. Like we talking about. Hold up, what am I saying? And I remember I forgot who it was, but it was somebody in the comments, or maybe I saw it on Twitter. But they were saying like with Gus Edwards, and it's not a shot at him at all. But they were like a 15, 20 yard run from Gus Edwards. From Derrick Henry, that would be like a 25, 35 yard run from him because he's a better running back. He's a more efficient running back, and he's a much better closer than Gus Edwards is. Again, and that's not a shot at Gus Edwards because Gus Edwards is cool, man. He's cool, but Derrick Henry he's a Hall of Famer. He got a lot more experience and he's obviously had a million times of success while he's been playing in the league. And anyway, he said, after last week and some of what we saw last year, should the Ravens fans still be concerned about these meltdowns, or do you think we've graduated from goofy playoff play? That's a real question right there. We saw last week. Last week was a big game because you were playing a team in the playoffs with the stakes are higher than ever. A team that has had your number for a long time, but this year things have been slowly turning around for the better for the Baltimore Ravens. So that showed a lot about the Baltimore Ravens. They were very prepared in that game, and I expect them to still continue to be prepared in this game as well because the team is just a lot different right now. Next question came from another patron, my guy Kyle. He said, Ingraven, what's up, Kyle? He said, how you and the family doing? I just wanted to ask a few quick questions. If we won the Super Bowl last year, do you think the Ravens would have signed Derrick Henry in free agency? Oh, I do. I do, and I think they would have got him for even cheaper than they got him for. I mean, they got him for pretty much nothing this year, but I think they would have definitely got him for even less than they got him for because they would have already been Super Bowl champions. So the value for Derrick Henry still would have been good value for them, but it would have been even less because it's like, hey, we already got this thing done without a Derrick Henry. Adding Derrick Henry is like a nice bonus. We could still get it done, but adding him, yeah, that will make us better in the running game. So yeah, come aboard if you want to join a Super Bowl winning franchise. So I think they still would have signed him, and they still could have signed him, but I think they would have got him for even less. And also, do you see the Ravens putting Isaiah Likely at wide receiver for the Bills game with Zay Flowers possibly being out? I see them moving him around, not like exclusively at wide receiver, but I can see them moving him around a lot. He said, I appreciate everything you do and appreciate you taking the time out of your day to read my question. No. I appreciate you even sending it. So thank you, Kyle. So next question came from a patron, my guy Kenny T. He said, hey brother, I'm checking the weather for Orchard Park. 1, I'm glad I decided against going to the game. No, you should have went out there, man. Just stay warm. He said, and 2, is this a coincidence outside of all the other coincidences? This is something that's actually a coincidence. Temperatures are going to drop to single digits with the wind chill possibly falling below 0. Oof. That's nasty weather, man. And he said, this reminds me of the 2013 Super Bowl run when we played Peyton Manning and Denver Broncos in the cold. That is a way different type of cold in that game than this game. But he said, however, I feel like this will be a situation where the Ravens will dominate with King Henry running all over that defense. Tell me your thoughts on the weather and how this could be an advantage for the Ravens. Just to be straight up, straightforward, simple. People don't like tackling Derrick Henry when it's hot outside. So when it's cold outside, like, you really ain't going to want to tackle no Derrick Henry, like, straight up. And he said, and as I stated before, just like the Bills will be after Sunday, I'm out. Next question came from my guy Nicholas. He said, Ingraven, I want to start by saying that I am on a fixed income, so I can't support your channel as I would like to. For that, I apologize. Look, man, you ain't got nothing at all to apologize about at all. Like, think about this, because you're already supporting the channel in a big way. Y'all make these videos what they are. At the very beginning of each video, the way that it's constructed, we talk about whatever it is, whatever news going on with the Baltimore Ravens at the beginning of the video, but the majority of the videos be questions from y'all. So this is like, you ain't got nothing to apologize to me about. I should be apologizing to you. Like, oh, my fault that I can't contribute more to the videos because it's all y'all that contributes. So thank you for being you, and thank you for sending this question in. He said, do you think the Ravens coaching vacancies happening on what seemed to be a yearly basis says more about our success or more about our need to replace those vacancies, all the more difficult to remain successful? I would say both. Both for sure. Because if you're constantly losing coaches to other teams hiring them, then that says a lot about you. That says a lot about how teams feel about what you're doing in your franchise and the success that you're having, the stability, the consistency. That says a whole lot about all of that in a positive way. So it's a good thing. And then with them always having to replace somebody, always having to fill a bunch of roles all over again, just for those people to get hired somewhere else all over again. It keeps happening with the Baltimore Ravens. And this has been something that's been going on for a really, really long time. And it's not going to stop. So that says a lot of positive stuff about the Baltimore Ravens for sure. He said, just like Taylor Swift, when Travis Kelce comes up short this year, I'm out. Next question came from my guy Malcolm. He said, hey, Ingraven, it's your boy Malcolm here again. Last time I messaged you, we were about to enter the Texans game. It honestly is amazing how fast time flies. Now we're in the divisional round of the playoffs. Yeah, man, we're right there, man. So 3 more games, my friend. Anyway, he said, our team is just so remarkable, and I'm so proud to be a Ravens fan. My skin might be brown, but my heart is black and purple. He said, anyway, I wanted to ask you what you think is more painful, making it to the Super Bowl and losing, or not making it at all? And which would you rather if you had to choose? Oh, my goodness. What's this? What are we doing here? Like, I feel like there's no right or wrong answer with that. I feel like you obviously want to make it to the Super Bowl because only 2 teams make it to the Super Bowl, but only 1 team wins. And if you lose, that's a ultimate heartbreak right there. But not making it at all is like, that's still heartbreaking too. That's a different kind of heartbreaking. It's like, I feel like that's in a way less heartbreaking, I guess, than making it and losing. Not making it at all. Like, oh my goodness, this is rough, man. But you think about you look at teams that have made it, but they haven't been able to recover. Look at the Falcons. Falcons made it there. Matt Ryan was doing his thing. And he went MVP. I think he did. But anyway, Matt Ryan was doing his thing. And ever since then, they ain't even sniffed it or been close. They've been terrible ever since. You look at the Bengals, and it's kind of sad. You know, like Bengals for the longest, I know their fans have calmed down with it recently, but their biggest accomplishment, we made it to the Super Bowl. You didn't win it. But we made it to the Super Bowl. You didn't win it. They said, but we made it. We made it farther than you. You did. That's true. But you didn't win it. So we all like on the same boat. So we don't want to be one of those teams where it's just bad. Either way, it would be such a terrible scenario to be in either way. But I'm glad that the Ravens, we don't have to deal with any one of these 2. He said, even though it's a grim question, I know that all our Ravens are on the path to victory. I need all of the Flock Nation to rise up and defeat the Bills Mafia. We will overcome them and ride on the Ravens' wings to a Super Bowl victory. I'm glad you cleaned this question up at the end. Next question came from my guy Kevin. He said, what's up, Ingraven? What's up, Kev? He said, I'm not sure if you remember me, but I've been a long-time subscriber since 2018 when your channel was young, and I'm currently in your Ravens Instagram group chat that you set up in the 2018 season. Oh, my goodness, that thing is still going on. I couldn't keep up with it. I remember back then, I would always have all these different ideas that are things I wanted to do, and I still have that now, but I'm much different now, because back then I would try to start up, all right, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that too, I'm gonna start this up, I'm gonna do that, and I would, but then I wouldn't be able to focus on all those different things. So it took some time, but I've learned that, like, look, I gotta just focus on one thing at a time and try to work on that and try to make that the best I could possibly make it. And then if I could work on something else, cool. If I can't, that's cool too. So I appreciate you, though, still rocking in there. He said, I'm excited and nervous for this upcoming Bills game on Sunday, and I just wanted to ask, in your opinion, what's your keys to winning this game? Scoring more points than the Bills. But no, scoring early and often. Eliminating the big plays from the Bills, but making the big plays for the Baltimore Ravens, and forcing turnovers too. He said, also, do you think if Zay Flowers is out, will it negatively impact our offense to stretch the field on third down plays? Of course, because Zay Flowers is somebody that can help with that in a tremendous way. Even if he doesn't get the ball, just his presence alone could help take defenders away from everybody else. And he said, thank you, bro, and keep working hard and growing the YouTube channel. You one of the prominent Ravens YouTube channels out there. I'll be here when you reach 1 million subscribers. Take care, and hopefully the family is doing well. Hey, I appreciate that a lot, Kevin. Next question came from my guy Benny. He said, what's going on, Mr. Teamkeepitclean and Mr. One and Only Ingraven? Hope all is well. This your boy Benny. I got a couple things to say, so forgive me in advance. What's he getting ready to say? He said, but first thing first, all praise to Jesus and all glory to God. Sound familiar, right? Well, it should, because that's what our Ravens been riding on this whole season. They on a train, a straight and narrow. With every win or every loss, they giving the glory to God. Can we just commend them, gentlemen, and just the Ravens females and males within the organization in general, for keeping the word up in them. And he said, but moving on, Todd Monken, I say this, if the Ravens can manage to hold on to him, he is the start of our dynasty. And with the players we have now, with our mindset and OGs and youngins in possession, we are set for greatness ahead. Can you agree on that? Now, I will say, in regards to a dynasty, the possibility is there, of course, but I would slow our roll on Dynasty right now. Reason being, not saying that it can't be one, not saying they shouldn't be one, but I remember myself, like I'm speaking from experience. I remember during the 2019 season, we were on a roll. Of course, we were winning all them games, and I said this during the regular season because we had a question from subscriber back then in the 2019 season on this very exact thing. It was like, oh, could we be a dynasty? And I was like, yeah, we could be a dynasty for sure. Ravens could be a dynasty. You see how we rolling? Oh, let's go all the way to the Super Bowl. And we know what happened at the end of that season. So I would say, yeah, Ravens can be a dynasty. I can't participate in dynasty talk right now because Ravens got to get that first one under this era first. Once they get that first one, then the conversations could start. But let's get the first one first, and then we can start conversing about a dynasty. Anyway, he said, and also last but not least, look, man, my brother Marlon already put it out there that they see majority of everything on the internet. Yeah, players do for sure. He said, now look, brother, I'm just putting this out there. Tyrese Chambers, look him up, study him up. When I say he is what we need, I'm telling you, he is what we need. When I say the Ravens could build their own version of Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, just like they've been building their own wide receivers, give this man a shot. If Lamar says for the summer that he's in Florida training, then 10 out of 10, Tyrese is going to be next to him. I can promise you that. He got a chance on the Browns, but they don't know what I know, and trust me, he's born and raised in Bmore. He's a dog, and he just be needing them chances. I'm gonna leave some links for you to check him out. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I appreciate that, my friend. Next question came from my guy George. He said, "What's up, Ingraven? What's up, George?" He said, "It's Divisional week versus Buffalo. Let's go. I want to take a minute to talk Ravens receivers. Hoping Zay plays this week, but watching the vid right now on Tuesday, it doesn't look good. So I mean, today's Friday now. So we'll see. Like with that update with him working out, like." It's still that outside chance. It gave me a little bit of hope, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, he said, let's talk about the other Ravens receiver, Mr. Rashad Bateman. Everyone talking about Zay making a Pro Bowl, which is well-deserved. However, Bate is killing the hate. Bateman doesn't have 1,000 yards like Zay Flowers, but our guy is lighting it up in the red zone, coming all so close to double-digit touchdowns for the season with 9. Yeah, Bateman been doing his thing. He really has been, and we love it, man. We love it. He said, love the attention that Zay is getting, but let's give Bates some love with his performances this season after all the expectations, the injuries, and the drama. Bateman is finally having things go his way a little bit. I would say a lot of it. He said, and let's watch this Ravens receiving tandem light it up this postseason on our way to New Orleans. These two together for the next few years are going to be an absolute menace for opposing offenses and a huge help to Lamar going forward. He said, we have our guys. Love playing the devil's advocate. Comment on my last question, a question from subscribers. Thanks for what you do, and let's go get that ring. Oh, yeah, let's for sure go get it. And, yeah, big shout out to Rashad Bateman, man. Huge shout out to Rashad Bateman. He has, yeah, man. He and like the previous question that Benny was talking about, like these players, they see everything on the internet. Bateman certainly saw everything on the internet, and he has let that be known multiple times. But the way that he's responded this year, and he's been healthy this year too, and not only health, but opportunity. Opportunity has been given to him. I was somebody that was very worried, like, man, you really going to put all your eggs into the Rashad Bateman basket? Have you not learned from previous experiences with Rashad Bateman as far as health is concerned? Because I always felt like the potential was there, but I just did not feel like the Ravens should or could count on Rashad Bateman, so they should have brought in somebody else. They didn't. And they counted on Rashad Bateman, and it paid off. So I was happy to have been wrong about that. I still thought they should have still brought in somebody else for even more depth. And I mean, they did with Deontay Johnson, but we saw how that went. But then they brought him back. But of course, he ain't gonna be playing for these playoffs and whatnot. So it's all good. But yeah, man, no, we super happy for Rashad Bateman and glad that everything has been working out, and it's only up from here. Next question came from Baldhead. He said, "I've been thinking long and hard about this question. With Lamar having one of his best stat lines with the Ravens in NFL history, what is the possibility of Lamar offensive coordinator Big Todd Monken being offered a head coaching job?" It's a real possibility. It definitely is, especially not only what Lamar has accomplished this year, but everything he's done last year as well. He said, Big Todd Monken being offered a head coaching job like Isaiah last name, very likely. Let's get straight into the question, though. Do you think Harbs will step down as the head coach and move elsewhere inside of the Ravens organization? No, I don't at all. I don't think Harbaugh... He doesn't seem like he's close to anywhere to stepping down, in my opinion. He said, kind of like how Ozzie is still around, but behind the scenes. Hey, let's face it. With just 2 years on this belt, Monken is the most successful offensive coordinator in Baltimore Ravens history with a 25-9 record. Oh my goodness, I didn't think about that record. 25-9, really? Yeah, they lost 4 last year, and they lost 5 this year. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, he said, and a 2-1 playoff record. Soon to be 3-1, then 4-1, then 5-1. You get the gist. Some may think I'm crazy for even thinking about this, but just looking into the future, basically secure our 6th signal caller and the next successor after Harbs. That will be a perfect match made in heaven. And just like John Harbaugh holding up the Vince Lombardi Trophy, I'm out. See, but think about that. Ravens win the Super Bowl this year. You think Harbaugh will want to step down? Not at all. Because he would want to do the exact opposite. Like, Ravens win the Super Bowl this year, Harbs' contract will get extended because his contract runs out after next season, I believe. So he will be on a 1-year deal after this season is over. So no, Ravens win the Super Bowl. Harbs ain't gonna want to step down. Harbs gonna be like, you know what? Let's do it again. And I would agree with that, because who would step a head coach? Like, players can, but a head coach to step away after winning the Super Bowl, it wouldn't happen. Next question came from my guy Jarvo. He said, NFL should definitely change the head coach search rule, especially if that coach is in the playoffs. Wonder why teams never look at the Chiefs staff. Hopefully, once we get the Super Bowl, John will step down and we let Monken be our head coach. Wow, y'all on the same exact page. Y'all on the same exact page. Anyway, he said, what are your top 3 keynotes for Sunday victory? 3 for offense, 3 for defense. Weather report says it's supposed to be 13 degrees, but feel like 4 degrees on Sunday. 3 for offense. Don't turn the ball over. Score a lot of points and establish the run game early. 3 for defense. Get to Josh Allen. Not even necessarily sacks, but just get to Josh Allen. Play penalty-free football, and Brandon Stevens, get your head turned around. Next question came from my guy Gerald Sports Jr. He said, what's going on? I hope you and the family are safe and well. I forgot to send you the link to my Lamar Jackson edit versus the Bills this week. I will send that to you. But when I did upload my edit and stuff yesterday, I pinged Lamar Jackson in my last story from yesterday, and he saw it. This isn't the first time either. He did a few months ago during March. Either way, it's good to see people who you look up to see what you be doing and like the stuff as well. Yeah, that's always cool, man. And that's cool when, like, you think about, like, the quarterback of your favorite football team, Lamar Jackson. He saw your Instagram story. That's big, man. That's big and something to be proud of, man. And he said, and like the stuff as well. But when the Bills and Chiefs see us in the playoffs, I'm out. And he said, hashtag Teamkeepitclean, hashtag Ravens Flock Nation, hashtag it's lock in season, hashtag beat Buffalo Bills, and hashtag Super Bowl champions soon. You know, it's funny, early on in this video, I hadn't seen this email because it came from my guy Hasim, who just recently became a Teamkeepitclean patron. I didn't see any DMs on Patreon, but he sent this via email before he became a patron. But anyway, this next question and final question on this episode came from our guy Hasim. He said, my guy Ingraven, my guy Hasim, appreciate you. He said, much love, bro. Been watching the channel since week 1 of this season, and it's about that time I tapped into your favorite part of the videos. Congrats on your 80K. I'm proud to be a part of the 100K coming up. Appreciate that, my friend. He said, now let's talk Ravens. The Derrick Henry move worked. Him and Lamar are next to impossible to stop or even plan for. The King came to the flock to win a championship, and God willing, he will do that, maybe even more. Lamar has been playing lights out football. I will give it to him. Under immense pressure, he makes some of the greatest football plays we will ever see in football, let alone the NFL level. The entire offense is showing up and giving Flock Nation and Team Keep It Clean plenty to roar about. Yeah, they certainly have been, man. He certainly have been, man. He said, now, on to the other side of the ball, our beloved defense. Much love to Mr. Orr for turning the entire defense around. Our defense has done a full 180. Yes, I'm glad you used 182 and not 360. Because if it was 360, then they would have been in the same place that they started at. But yeah, it is 180. Appreciate it. He said, leading the league in all defensive categories since week 11. Everyone has been doing what they need to do, turning up when they need big plays and matching the energy of the offense. Everyone but Brandon Stevens. Week after week, game after game, drive after drive, he's a liability to me. He clearly doesn't fit the team. He needs to go expeditiously. It seems as if teams are at this point targeting him and beating him way more than not. I feel like this is an easy fix. He needs to be benched for Tre'Davious White. I know White is a midseason addition, but I feel as though his effort and ability will be much, much better for the Ravens than we are getting out of Stevens. Hey, you could be right, but let's just say if Ravens ain't made that move by now, then they never will. Like, Tre'Davious White gonna get his playtime in, but as far as Brandon Stevens being completely benched, if he ain't been benched by now, then I don't think we can expect it. He said, I would love to know what you think about this. Do you think we should bench Stevens and move on? Well, yeah, they'll move on after the season is over, but they're not going to bench him. He said, I also would like to know your view on Monken's future with the Baltimore Ravens and how much do you love that tush push with Mark Andrews. I think it's cool. I think the tush push is cool, and it's something that the Ravens, they looking around the league, and they're like, hold up, that works. You know what, let's try our own version of it. They said, we ain't going to do it with Lamar. We're going to do it with Mark Andrews, though, and they've been doing it, and for the most part, it does work. He said, I would love for Todd to stay and be a part of the dynasty we are emerging to become. Oh, there go that word again. He said, we are emerging to become, but I don't think that it's likely he'll turn down the money headed his way, even though he will not have the same success without Lamar Jackson. I think that part is true, because you can go be a head coach of the Bears. You have Caleb Williams. You can go be a head coach of the Jaguars, and hey, you'll have Trevor Lawrence. Or if another opportunity end up coming about, but none of those guys. And ain't no offense to them. They both quarterbacks in the NFL. They both gonna do their thing, but they are not Lamar Jackson. That's something big for him to think about. That's something big for him to consider. But hey, head coaching opportunities, they come once in a while. And if you have an opportunity to be a head coach and you want to actually be a head coach, because that's something to think about too. Does he even want it? And if he does, hey, go for it, man. Go for it. I get us as fans, we want to be selfish. We're like, no, Todd Monken, stay with the Ravens. You ain't going to have better over there. But he may be thinking, no, I want better opportunity for myself. I want to prove that I could be a head coach in this league. I want more money and whatnot. So, hey, if he wants it, cool, man. He said, thank you so much for your positive energy, brother. You've made this season even better. Shout out to Team Keep It Clean, every Baltimore Ravens fan, and most of all, you, sir, not the donkey, but the... He said, he's not the donkey, but the goat. I appreciate your time and energy as always. Much love. Much love from a future patron. Oh, look at that. He called it. That man, he said, much love from a future patron. So, okay, yeah, so this was definitely before he became one. But yeah, he said, but just like the Steelers, Jake Paul's hairline and 3 strikes, I'm out. And he said, P.S. Oh, and by the way, we about to go for 3 straight championships. Oh, my goodness. There it goes. There go that dynasty talk, man. There it goes. There it goes. He said, how amazing will it be to watch Lamar stop my homeboy three-peat, only to grab a three-peat of his own, solidify Baltimore as a dynasty, and make Mark as not only the best quarterback, but the best football player of all time. Go Flock, all love. What a powerful way to end it.